Welcome to Teletalks, where I share my everyday thoughts and everyday experiences. I'm so glad you've decided to spend some of your time with your girl, and I wanted to share with you something that I've been living by, and it's called the mirror principle. What you believe, you begin to see. And I'm going to be sharing with you some snippets of my actual experiences. And I don't know how I got this far, but I guess step by step, the universe or God or whatever higher being there is there has been paving the way. It may not necessarily be so obvious, but as I continue to do what I love, which is connecting with you and making videos, and I really enjoy this platform. I'm so grateful for YouTube. Yeah, I don't know how I made it this far. Let's dive in. There's so many things that go on in life, and with all the things, like, do you know that feeling when you watch a movie and then you rewatch it again, you start to notice things that you hadn't before? Or I don't know if you rewatch movies, but something that you really like, and when you experience it a second time or a third time, you always seem to get different snippets or different lessons from it. And the idea behind that is we really see what we see is based on our current beliefs. So it's just kind of interesting because one thing will be the same, but another person will perceive it entirely different. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, I find it fascinating anyway. There's also this saying that I love, it's to believe it before seeing it, not to see it is to believe it. So many times we want that instant gratification, especially with technology nowadays, especially with cell phones. If you want something, you just press a button and it appears in front of you. We forget what hard work is, and we forget to trust and to have that belief that things are going to show up as long as you be consistent with acting towards it. Or I would say, I think that, I don't want to say something cringy, but in terms of manifestation or law of attraction, I feel like when your thoughts inspire you to take action towards that, that's kind of when you know that, the law is working for you. But it isn't all about positive thinking where, okay, I believe this, now where is it? No, you kind of have to do the work. And for me, that happens much quicker when you take care of yourself. So you eat right, you sleep well, you exercise, you spend time with loved ones, maybe pet your cat or your dog, but a lot of things seem to manifest better because I give myself love first. And I know it sounds selfish, but you really have to show yourself love so that you are able to fill up your own tank and therefore give that love to others. I know this might be difficult to say, but definitely your inner world will kind of project your outer world. Am I making sense? Basically, if there's somebody who comes up to you and is very cranky and who's not in a good mood, or it could be the other way around, if somebody like your girl comes up to you and who's in a good mood, it just shows a lot about their internal world and what's going on inside. Because again, everything really is a projection, everything is a mirror. You kind of exude what's going on inside. And so I am such a firm believer of just sorting your out and making sure that you have enough for you so that you're able to give. And in my case, I do a lot of meditation, I do a lot of yoga, and when I really fill my cup up, I just feel like there's so much to give. And a lot of the times, if I am unable to give back to myself and I find myself being cranky or feeling a little moody, that just means something isn't aligned and something needs to be addressed. So I guess my point saying this is, don't take it personal. If somebody isn't, your vibe, just let it go. It's definitely a reflection of what's going inside in their own internal world. I love this first one, and it's that perception filters your reality. And I have to say, There's so many things that go on, but your brain doesn't show you everything. It only shows you what it thinks is relevant. I mean, I don't know if you're digesting this, but again, your brain will only show you what it thinks is relevant. So if there's a lot of, let's say for example, you meet there's a bunch of people in a room, right? And you meet person A who, is so friendly and so nice, and this person could potentially be really healthy for you long term. And then person B is somebody who, let's say, you don't really align with, but let's say you're so eager to close a deal or to do something that you want. You're only going to pay attention to person B because maybe this person is showing you what you're desiring, but then you don't realize that person A, who's actually going to be probably even healthy for you in the long term, you'll end up becoming more successful because of, building a strong foundation. My point is that you might miss out on the things that are beautifully there just because you are very narrow minded towards the goal. And that has a lot of positivity. But at the same time, when your brain is sort of filtering and judging everything, you kind of miss out on the rest of life. And my point here is that, you know, again, I do yoga, and staying present and being mindful and being awareness and not having the constrictions that the mind gives you, it already puts so much judgment. Okay, let's decide if we like this or not. When you put all those barriers down and you just leave room for curiosity, room for potential, there's just an infinite abundance waiting to behold. Reticular activating system. I need to remember that, or also known as RAS. What did I say? Reticular activating is basically this neural filter in your brain or in your mind that, for example, if you tell yourself, I'm amazing, what's gonna happen is your brain will scan the room and it will validate that, yeah, you're amazing. So it will just kind of mirror your thoughts, and it'll also connect to your nervous system. It'll connect to your immune system. It'll connect to your health. So my point here is that if you do get, there's a cute little dog looking at me right now. But my point is that if you practice a lot of positive self-talk and encouragement and motivation and inspiration, your body will just be like, yes, we got this. But then if you're also doing the other way, where you're saying I'm not good enough, or you're lacking self-confidence, then your brain will again filter out everything and perceive things as, yeah, you know what, don't do it, you're gonna make a fool out of yourself. So it's just so incredible how now you have the chance, because of RAS, that when you just have a switch of a mindset, your whole reality will follow. I love this next one, and it is the inner becomes the outer. And I do have to say that there's this, I would call her expander, and expanders are, from the word expanding, people in your life who you love, people you value, people who hold the same goals and dreams as you do. When you see them living the life that you want and you're able to draw inspiration and motivation from them, they become your expander. And so my point here is that your inner world will really determine what your outer world will be. And it's so important to sort that part out, because when there's a lot of turmoil in there, you're just not going to be able to see clearly. But when you're able to sit in silence, when you're able to function through clarity, again, I guess what I'm trying to say is, you don't attract what you want, you attract the kind of energy you're putting out. You attract what you are aligning with. So for example, you want, like, I don't know, a nice car. By the way, your girl doesn't drive anymore, but I'm just giving an example. Okay, let's think of something that I actually like. Okay, let's think that I want an edible jungle, a beautiful jungle where anything you touch you can eat. We've got mango trees, we've got carrots, tomatoes, cucumber, grapes, watermelon. We've got everything amazing. We've got eggs, so that we can make some eggs Benedict, hollandaise sauce. Just, yeah, okay, let's just imagine we've got an edible jungle. So that's what I want. But then the energy that I'm exuding is, oh, how am I gonna get it? I don't know. And like I have like this low vibe, this low frequency. So basically, even if I do want what I've just mentioned, I'm gonna be attracting like I'm not basically gonna be getting it. I'm gonna be attracting what my energy is. So it's really important, and it's best to, yeah, just hone in that peaceful, loving energy deep inside, and you get that through. In my case, I love exercising, eating well, sleeping right, meditating. There's a lot of work that goes behind it to get to where I am. It's not like toxic positivity where you snap your hand and you're just there. You really have to put in the work. Yeah, so energy is everything, and everything is energy.
Just a quick break to let you know how grateful I am that you've chosen to spend your time with me on this channel. If you've been with me from the very beginning of this channel, I just really want to let you know how much I appreciate you and your time. Without you on this channel, without the watch hours, this channel wouldn't exist. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. With that, I'd love to invite you to join my membership by clicking on the QR code on the screen. It'll link you to my Buy Me a Coffee page where you'll see photos of the plans. I'd love to create an edible jungle where we can feed the locals, we can feed tourists, we can just create a more sustainable lifestyle for everybody. That's where your support is gonna go to. You can also choose to join the membership right here on YouTube for your convenience. And with that, you'll get a lot of perks such as behind the scenes from yours truly. Once you've joined my membership, please don't forget to send me an email or message me directly on Instagram. And I'd love to show you where your support will go. With that said, again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for choosing to stick around with me in this channel. I love you so much. Let's go back to this video.
I love this next one. And belief drives action, and action drives evidence. And again, your mind, your brain has an amazing way of allowing everything to follow. So I would like to say that it starts from our thoughts, but really, in my reality at least, it really all starts with an inner quiet, an inner peace. And then my gut starts to kick in. Okay, this is what we should do. My instincts tell me this is what's right. This is what needs fixing. And then after I come from a quiet place, I meditate, and then I start to think, okay, now this is the plan of action. And then when you are in that thought process of, planning and being strategic, a lot of things really follow. I also feel like being in line with this is being absolutely intentional. Again, there was a point in my life where I was working so hard. I was doing the 9 to 5. I was living in the corporate world, and a lot of things became very autopilot. It became, okay, these are the numbers that we need to hit. These are all the planning period. This is all the strategies. Everything was so automated and so planned for, and it just left me out of the connection loop. I felt very disconnected. And if I were to describe that disconnected feeling, I just didn't feel alive. Even if, again, the numbers were looking great, I just felt, yeah, like a huge part of me wasn't there anymore. And I remember, and again, please feel free to join okay, if I haven't been flashing QR code screens here, feel free to visit the description box below because there's a clickable link. I share all like amazing stories, personal ones, and very private, intimate ones that I'm obviously not comfortable in sharing in this public space, because anyone who's got access to internet, to the channel, to this video will be able to see it. And so I like to keep my circle close and intimate. And for those of you who have joined the membership, thank you so much. I love you, and without you I wouldn't be living the life that I do now, making videos and just being able to share a lot. But over there at my Buy Me a Coffee page, I go really deep, and I know that if you choose to join there, where we can connect even deeper, I know it's from a place of mutual respect and mutual trust, and it's very, very intentional. And that said, living life with intention and being extremely mindful about what you want to attract really just opens your eyes a lot more. It's actually incredible how much you've been missing out if you haven't been present and if you haven't been living intentionally. And one example I would say is when I go for a walk or if I walk my dog, there's a term called awe walk, like AWE. And awe walk is when you're in this constant movement, or maybe not movement, but you're in this constant awe. Like you're looking at things, you're noticing things that you never noticed before. You're just being more aware of what's in front of you rather than living in your head. And so, with that said, your girl would absolutely love a cup of Joe. If you would love to, if you feel called for to treat me out on a little iced latte or a mochaccino, I don't mind it. Again, this is absolutely shameless. At this point, this is my bread and butter. So, click the link below, buy me a coffee. Also, scan the QR code, it's easy enough with your cell phones. But with that said, I just, yeah, felt the strong urge to be able to share this message with you. If you've got any comments or constructive criticism, I would love it. Send me a message down in the comment box below. And yeah, reach out to me on Buy Me a Coffee. I would love to connect so much deeper. But on that note, super sending you so much positive vibes. I'm also sending you so much love. And if there's any way I can help, or if you just want to reach out, again, feel free to get in touch with me. Bye for now. And yeah, lots of tropical vibes from the Philippines. I'm sorry if the background isn't tropical at the moment. I just want it to be pretty chill. But yeah, I hope you'll join me in my next video. For sure, you'll be getting lots of islandy, Philippine tropical vibes. Bye. Love you.